Every year, companies throw away thousands of computers, not because they don't work, but simply because they're last year's technology. This is Nokutula. She's 10 years old and lives in Soweto. She and her primary school classmates have just had their first ever go on a computer. They could be using a machine that may once have belonged to an insurance broker in Birmingham or a bank clerk in Cardiff. For tonight's 6 special report, Robert Hall's been looking at a new scheme that has old technology trading places.
Mastering the keyboard, rapt concentration worthy of a pianist, but it's her first ever encounter with technology we all take for granted. This class of 10-year-olds in Soweto have already gained a glimpse of what computers have to offer. They might still be waiting for that opportunity, were it not for an initiative launched 5,000 miles away. The Digital Partnership, a group of business leaders chaired by the Prince of Wales, posed a simple question. Why do major companies simply discard their redundant computers when they could be used elsewhere?
It's really a very simple idea to take many of the thousands and thousands of computers that are almost as good as new, but they finish with after 3 or 4 years, and match those with the real need that countries around the world have to use computers in schools, such as South Africa, where we're trying to put these computers in about 4,000 schools.
In the City of London, I found technicians at the Royal Bank of Scotland stripping out the last of another consignment destined for the Southern Hemisphere. Staff almost unable to take in the impact of their contribution.
We were talking this morning about how 84 laptops, which have gone over to South Africa, enabled us to train 8,400 teachers in support of the education system.
In the few short months since its launch, this project has already gained impetus. The computer that Mark is loading up this morning will add to the 5,000 from 10 major companies that have already been shipped to the South African townships. There is one vital staging post along the way. Every computer must be dismantled and overhauled before travelling on to its final destination. Back in Soweto, there's no doubting the impact of the new arrivals.
I don't write my name. I want to be a doctor.
So you're going to use a lot of computers?
Yes.
Even the adults, they don't know anything about the computers, let alone the children. So it's so important for them to know, because it's part of the technology.
Bridging the so-called digital divide can't provide instant solutions for those overshadowed by poverty and disadvantage, but it can at least awaken hope of a brighter future where none existed. Robert Hall, BBC News.
Putting old technology to a new use in the South African townships.